In reviewing our organization's history, its growth from idea to becoming one of the largest German-American organizations shows an amazing track record. German cultural and social societies in the U.S. were once popular and thriving. After World War II, however, almost anything German was discouraged. Gradually, the relationship between post-war Germany and America improved. German immigration increased, and German-American societies began growing, but there was no organization representing German-American interests on a national level. In the late 1950s, Mr. Leonard Enders, the editor of the German-language newspaper Abendpost, began campaigning intensely in the paper, sowing the idea of a new national-level German-American organization. On December 12, 1958, at the Chicago Donauschwaben Hall, a meeting was called by the presidents of the German-American ethnic community. The idea gained interest, and DANK's first board was elected on January 30th, 1959. The organization continued to grow with 3 chapters forming in 1959: Chicago South, Chicago North, and Chicago West. A few years later, the DANK House, located on Western Avenue in Chicago, was purchased. During the mid-1960s, the DANK charter flight program, with as many as 8 flights a year, attracted great interest and many new members. The organization grew in leaps and bounds, with new chapters springing up almost monthly. In the late 60s, National President Walter Kollocks led the organization into early prominence with his weekly radio speeches. After 10 years of existence, DANK was 20,000 members strong. In 1970, the second DANK House was built in Benton Harbor, Michigan, to be followed in 2002 with the DANK House of Chicago South. Participation in many parades, including von Steuben, enhanced DANK's visibility around the U.S. For the youth of the organization, soccer clubs, Miss DANK USA pageant, and the Dankspatzen children's choir became prominent parts of DANK. Many chapters started German language weekend schools supported by our education funds. On October 6, 1983, National President Elisabeth Sewald was invited to attend a state dinner at the White House to join German President Carstens in commemorating 300 years of German immigration to the U.S. With DANK's persistence, the U.S. postal authorities, in conjunction with the German post office, issued a special postage stamp for the event. On October 6, 1987, President Reagan proclaimed the first German-American Day in a ceremony conducted in the White House Rose Garden. The idea, initiated by Mrs. Reichman and Dr. Tolzmann of the Indianapolis chapter and secured by President Sewald, was supported by 2 other German-American organizations, the Steuben Society of America and the United German-American Committee of the USA, with the forming of GAJAC, which is still active today in achieving German-American Day. 50 years ago, the language of DANK was primarily German, and our newspaper was called Der Deutsche Amerikaner. Today, our operating language is primarily English, as is our newspaper, the German American Journal. This change is a necessary step towards reaching younger generations and attracting new members not fluent in the German language. However, we continue promoting and teaching German in our language schools to both children and adults. With 50 years of pride, DANK proudly celebrates our German-American heritage and looks forward to a future of opportunities.